To reissue or not to reissue? That is the question. What's going on, guys? We're on with Jedha Patrol, back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about reissues. We're gonna talk about reissues, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this because I actually have been thinking about this subject for a while, and I know a lot of you guys out there have. And there's a dynamic in the 6-scale community that is polarized right now in the midst of all this craziness going on. So what am I talking about? Well, the latest batch, the latest reissue announcement has been the War Machine Mark 1 from Iron Man 2, which they've reissued the Mark 5, they reissued Whiplash, right? And then we got all these different things going on. And this one, I think, has really got people all kinds of salty. So I said, you know what? What are the different types of collectors and their different viewpoints on this reissue subject? And I'd like you guys to let me know which one of these you are down in the comment section down below. I have five different types of collectors that we're going to talk about today. So I want to get into this. And by the way, thank you for all the support out there, guys. You guys have been rocking and rolling on the 6-scale news and unboxings and videos and thumbs up and likes and all that kind of just thank you. So I just want to say thank you for that. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there is actually, or was, a Hot Toys council that actually met at a summit to decide whether or not they should reissue figures or not reissue figures. And it was like a long drawn out thing. It's like a 3-day weekend thing. They all met up at a hotel and did the whole thing, you know, council stuff. And people from all over the place, all over the planet, were sitting here talking about whether or not they should reissue figures and give some input, you know, to Hot Toys. And they eventually, and you guys may not know this happened a couple years back. This was probably, let's see, it's probably been 4 years now, 3-4 years, something like that, is when this this council met up. And the council decided to not do reissues at all. They said, look, we're out. We're not gonna do any reissues. Reissues canceled. We want everything just to be, if you didn't buy it, you missed out. That is what it is. And I wanted to ask one person what he thought about that decision. So Nick, what did you think about the council's decision to not reissue any figures?
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Okay, well, there you go. Now we have reissues. Nick Fury said he doesn't give a crap. He says we're going to have reissues. So there you go. You heard it straight from the man's mouth. I don't know what else to tell you, but there you are right there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do have 5 types of collectors I want to talk about today, and we're going to figure out which one of those 5 you fall into, because I think I've got a pretty good list here. And if you fall in something, you might fall in the middle of 2 or whatever it is, but comment down below, let me know. So in regards to this War Machine Mark 1, let's talk about this one for a second. This figure literally just sold, one sold on eBay on May 16th. So 2-3 weeks ago for $1,000 plus whatever shipping costs and sales tax and all that kind of stuff on eBay fees. You got to deal with that. So $1,000. 3 weeks later, Hot Toys goes, boom, we're going to give you the War Machine Mark 1 die-cast figure again, just like we gave you the Mark 5 and Whiplash, and hopefully soon a Mark 6. You know, we'll see how that goes. But they said we're going to reissue that at a retail price of, at least in the States, $375. A little less if you're overseas. So $375 versus $1,000 or $1,100 by the time you pay for taxes and shipping and all that kind of stuff. So that's a significant difference in price. Significant. So rip the person who bought it just a week or 2 ago. You're actually on my list, but you're down on the list. So the first type of collector I have in this reissue wars, if you will, are the people who missed out. Okay, and they missed out on the figure. They don't own the figure for whatever issue it is. It can be the Dark Side Anakin. It could be War Machine Mark 1, just for our examples today. And you missed out on the figure. And it could be for a couple different reasons. I've got one, which is when the figure was actually released, you didn't have the money to buy it. It was too expensive. You were collecting something else. Whatever it was, whatever the financial reason was, at that time, you did not have the money to pay for the figure. Therefore, you skipped it and moved on. So that's the first reason you missed out. The second reason is you weren't even collecting Hot Toys or 6-scale figures at the time these figures were released. You're talking like 3, 4, 5 years ago. on this particular figure, and you might not even know what a hot toy was. We got a pile of new collectors in the community right now. I mean, they're showing up every day. I know that because they're joining my Facebook group, which, by the way, link down below, join the Facebook group. And they're joining the channel. So it's crazy the amount of people who are coming in on board into this community. And, you know, they missed out. They weren't collecting at the time. So there's that. The other one I had was you changed focus. So maybe you were collecting Star Wars at the time, and now you want Marvel. Or maybe you want to add Marvel. Maybe you were collecting, well, you weren't collecting DC, but maybe you were collecting DC, and now you want, you know, you want a Marvel figure, an Iron Man figure, or maybe you want the Dark Side Anakin, whatever it is, you know, whatever the issue is. So you weren't collecting whatever that particular figure was at the time, and now you are, and you're wishing you could go back and get it, but you really don't want to pay triple retail. You really don't want to pay that. So there's that. So those are the ones, and so you change focus, and then now you're the last one I have, the other reason you might be in this category, is you're in the market now. You're on the hunt. You're trying to fill a void, and you have a spot on the shelf. You want to put a figure on there. You decided which one it is, and you are shopping right now. And these people on this list are pro reissues. Okay, these are people who would like said, "Thank you, Hot Toys. Thank you for releasing this figure again, reissuing it, and I can get it for retail, even though I gotta wait a little bit. I gotta wait a little bit to get it, but at least I know I don't have to pay triple retail, double retail, whatever that is." So those are those. So you missed out on to begin with. You had no money at the time. You weren't collecting when it was released. You changed focus, or you're in the market right now and you're happy about these reissues. So that's the first kind of collector. It kind of fits in that mold. Those people right there are really, really happy right now. They're happy, okay? And we should not like rain on their parade. We should not pee in their cereal. We should let them enjoy what they got going on right now. But some of you just can't do it. But we're not there yet. We're getting to you. I'm gonna get you, but we're not there yet. The second one. All right, so got that first group. The second group are the people who own the figure. Like you've got it on the shelf. It's looking glorious. It looks in your DTOF, your Modu case, whatever you got going on. Maybe you got it at work, but it looks glorious, and you walk by and you just smile every time you look at it. And you're like, damn, that's awesome. You're like, you've got that. All right, so you already own the figure, but the person, this one right here, you have no plans to sell that figure. Don't care. It's not leaving the collection. You are enjoying it, and you're happy you had it, and that's pretty much it. And you have zero plans to resell that figure or sell it or whatever. Therefore, you don't give a crap what Hot Toys does in regards to that. You don't care if they make 4 million of them or 4, or they don't reissue it. You have no dog in the fight. You don't care, and you don't care. That's pretty much it. That's just your stance on this. However, you're happy for those who are able to get it because you're enjoying the figure, you're happy with it, and you know other people will be happy with it as well. So even though this particular release doesn't affect your own collection, you're happy for those who missed out the first time and can now get it for retail because you have no desire to sell yours. So there you go. There's that. So that's two. So we got the first one's that missed out. The second one's the people that own it, but really don't care one way or the other. They're just happy they already own the figure and they have no plans to sell it. So you might be one of those two, but there is a third one. Actually, I've got 5, but there's a third one in here. These are the people. And I was trying to like think of names for these groups, and maybe you guys can help me out with some names down in the comments section. Let's see who comes up with some good names for these. I got 5. I got 5 groups. I was thinking like one of them. Anyways, I won't sidetrack there. But one of them, the third group here, are the people who own the figure. All right, so you own it. It's on your shelf. You're enjoying it, but you don't want anybody else to own it. You bought it when it was released, and you're happy to have it, and those other people, they should have been collecting at the time that it was announced and released, and it's a limited item, even though there's no freaking numbers on any of these things. It's a limited item. Exclusivity is the key, where you can walk into your collection room, you can go, yep, I got that, I got this, and you can take a photos of it and post it on Instagram, post it on social media, and be like, hey, look at all my Grails. That's the word, right? Grails, that's it. So that's you. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying this is the thought process, okay? You can go whichever way you want with this. But you own the figure, you enjoy the exclusivity of it, and with exclusivity comes perceived or inherent value, all right? So if you've got a limited supply and you have a high demand, that price goes up. Hence why we have a $1,000 Iron Man War Machine Mark I sold 3 weeks ago. Okay, so there we go. I mean, look at some other figures going crazy right now. Darkseid Anakin, Tarkin, the Vader Tarkin 2-back's like $900 right now. It's crazy. It's gonna get silly, okay? The Iron Man Mark 47, all right, that thing was sold for $1,500, 5 times retail. So those people really enjoyed that exclusivity, and there's nothing wrong with that. People like that. Like, I like exclusive limited items as well. However, I mean, I've got some stuff here that's autographed. I got Ray Park autograph, Ashley Eckstein. I've got other stuff. I've got stuff in the other room I can't even show you. It's limited, and I can't even show it to you. Cause yeah, anyways, I wish I could. There's some super limited stuff out there that people enjoy having. I enjoy it too. I enjoy it as well, all right? I just don't think that Hot Toys are that. Like, there's no number. I'll give you an example. I have up here, and you can barely see it because it's all in the dark shadows back there. I just picked up this Iron Man maquette from Sideshow. I just picked it up. I think that one, I literally just unboxed it. I think it's number 182 out of 500. So on that is an edition size of 500. Period. That's it. That's all they're gonna make. 500 of them. They made 500 of that one. I think they made 500 of the red and gold classic armor one, and an exclusive helmet or something. Okay. Statues, generally your higher end statues, not your diamond selects and those kind of things, but your higher end statues generally have an edition size, and you know that they only made X amount. Okay. Hot Toys does not work that way. They could make 100, they could make 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. Who the hell knows how many Iron Man Mark 50s they did? Like, they're still in stock at Sideshow after 3.5 years. They're still in stock, okay? The Mark 50, who knows, okay? So these people right here, and you might be one of these people. Again, I'm not judging one way or the other. This is just mental, how people think. You own this thing. You like the exclusivity of it, and you like the inherent value of it. There it is. And I get it, because you spent $300-400 on a figure. Maybe you bought it on secondary market. You might have spent even more. And you want it to be worth something. But generally, across the board, a Hot Toy figure, once it sells out of retail stock, generally holds its value around retail pretty well. Sometimes they're a little slightly higher. Sometimes they're a lot higher, which is what we're talking today. But I don't want to jump ahead. I was about to jump ahead. I'm not going to jump ahead. Are you following me? So the first group, you missed out for whatever reason. The second group, you own it, but you don't really care. You just want other people to be happy. And the third group is, I want it, stay out of my sandbox. That's it. I have something special. It's like a Gollum with the ring. It's my precious. Like, that's what that is, okay? You like the value, okay? The fourth one, I have a fourth group, okay? I was thinking about this one. I was thinking Watto from The Phantom Menace is what I was thinking of. This is someone who owns the figure and is selling it now, okay? Therefore, price and value and limited edition exclusivity is a major factor for you. It's a big deal. You're seeing a trend of the figure price going up here, and you're saying, okay, I don't really need this figure in my collection anymore, or maybe I need to get some money out. Maybe I got to fix a car. Maybe I got to do whatever. I need to pull some cash out of this thing, and I have something on my shelf that I can get cash for, right? You think of that. Nothing wrong with that. But this is somebody who owns it, who is selling it. They absolutely care what's going on with the market right now. If you had an Iron Man Mark I War Machine listed on eBay, the day it went up for pre-order or was announced by Hot Toys, and you had yours up there for $900 or $1,000, you would be salty. If you were banking on that money. If you were banking on that money. But just like the stock market, just like buying and selling real estate, you don't know. You can't predict these things. Right now, the real estate market is insane. Crazy. My house is literally doubled in value in like a year and a half. Is that real? The market says it is, but is it gonna stay that way? Hell no. there ain't no way. So banking on an action figure, a toy, to double, triple in value and hold it is crazy. Unless it has a limited edition size, or limited edition, or maybe it was released in the 70s and you have that one fire rocketing or missile firing Boba Fett, and you've got that one. And then in which case you got a lot of money. Got a lot of it. So you own the figure and you're selling it now. That's the fourth group. The fifth group, okay, as we trailer on to this thing, the fifth group just bought the figure. You're the guy that just paid $1,000 for the Iron Man War Machine Mark I on eBay on May 16th. You're that guy, and now you own it. So now that person right there just spent $1,000, and you're gonna fall into two groups. So this person in the fifth group who just bought it is either gonna deviate back to group number 2, which is I own it and I'm happy, and I'm just happy for everybody else and I'm good. Okay, that's group 2. Or they're gonna move over to group 3, which is I own it and I really like exclusivity and I freaking hate that they reissued it after I paid $1,000 for it. Both valid reasons, okay? So here's the thing. Out of those 5 groups, which one are you? And here's the other thing. You will change groups based on which position, or which you will change your mentality on reissues based on which group you are on or in, based on the figure. If you're a Star Wars collector, you could give a crap less if they make 400 Iron Man figures. You don't care. But you would care if they released a Dark Side Anakin. You would care. Or the Bespin Luke that everybody freaking wants them to make, right? So your position, and I've seen this in Facebook groups, I've seen it in comment sections of YouTube and Instagram and all this kind of stuff. I did a poll in the Facebook group, and it was like 900 people were pro reissue versus like 10 or 20 that were against it. It was a crazy number. And and even in the comment section of that, your group, whatever group you would be in, your position on it would change depending on the figure. So I've got some examples here as we kind of go down this long form video, okay? And here's something we got to think about. All the Grails in Hot Toys land, all of them. I think I got a good solid ground to stand on and said all. All the figures, when they were released, were not Grails. They were just regular issues. This is Hot Toys in the 6 scale game is not something where you've got to rush to a Target or a Walmart or you got to put your name on a list to buy something and then they sell out. And let's say they only had 100 and you were number 101 and you missed it. Like Hot Toys doesn't do that. That's not a thing. You have literally a year and a half or 2 years to buy something, which means most figures, or all figures, are not Grails when they're originally released. Okay, Dark Side Anakin sat on the Sideshow website for a freaking year. They gave discounts and free shipping. They couldn't give the thing away. It was a Toy Fair exclusive, SDCC, Toy Fair exclusive that they couldn't give away. And now it's $900. Okay, I got some other examples. Light Side Anakin sat there for a very long time as well. Mark 47 Iron Man, the Iron Man figure that everybody hated, nobody liked it. It's just a repaint of the 46. It's not Iron Man, it's got too much silver, it's no red and gold, blah, 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 blah. That thing sat forever until it sold out, and then everybody went, oh crap, I gotta have it. I'll pay $1,500 for it, bam. And I know people paid $1,500 because I know somebody who sold it for $1,500, okay? So I know it happened. But, so Mark 47, Tarkin is another one. Tarkin sat around. That Vader Tarkin 2-pack, that sat around for a minute. You could get it under retail, very close to when it was announced or released. And that's another one. There are countless other examples. These figures were not, they're not Grails upon release. They never were meant to be. They never were meant to be. And I don't think that's the intent. I think the intent for Howard is to make the most realistic figures they can and share it and let everybody enjoy them. I think that's it. I think there is inherent value on them, which I don't think, and I'm 100% sure they're not going to reissue everything. So there's going to be inherent value in something, in a figure, because they're not going to reissue everything. I think what's going to happen is when they start seeing that price point go crazy, that $1,000 range, $9,000 range, I think you're going to start seeing reissues. I think we're going to start seeing that because they're not stupid. They're a business. Hot Toys is going to say, there's a low supply and a high demand, and we can come in and cut the price by a third, and then we can give all the supply out, and we can capture all those pre-orders. No brainer from a business standpoint. Perfect storm. So I'd like to hear from you guys. Which one of those are you in? Which one of those 5 groups are you in? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let me cap it one more time. I'll recap it, okay? Number 1, you missed out for whatever reason. You missed it, but you're happy about it. That's number 1. Number 2, you own it and you're happy with it and you have no plans to sell it and you really could give a crap less what happens. Number 3, you own it and you're not happy about it because you like the profitability, the value, the exclusivity. You like that and you don't want anybody else to play in your sandbox. So that's that one. The 4th one is you own it and you're currently trying to sell it, so you're not happy about it. Okay? And then the 5th one is you just bought it, you just paid the crazy high price, the secondary market price, and now they reissue it, and you've either got to go into group 2, which is you're happy with it, or group 3, which is not very happy with it. So there you go. So I've got those. So I'd like to hear from you guys. Long video. I put a lot of thought into this, and I guess the question is, where am I at? Where am I at? Okay. If it doesn't have a number on it, if it's not limited to 500 pieces, 1,000 pieces, whatever that number is, I think they should make as many as they want. I think that's what they should do. Because at the end of the day, the bigger the community is, the better, I think. The more people that can collect these awesome things, I think that was the intent of Howard, and I think that's the intent of Hot Toys, and I think it's just good. It's just good. Because honestly, out of all the stuff we've got to worry about in the world, out of everything, all the craziness going on, people are really salty at a company making a toy. Really? We got bigger problems out there, guys. So there's no reason to be out there and be salty and be crazy and be yelling at each other and whatever else. So at the end of the day, it's a flipping toy and you should enjoy what you like. So as always, if you haven't already subscribed, I'm just gonna keep it real here, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. If you want to check out Patreon, support a channel that way for as little as $5. You can join Patreon. Check it out down below. We have the exclusive Facebook group, crazy stuff going on there, the Zoom meetups and all kind of stuff. And yeah, hit the like button and let me know in the comment section your thoughts on this subject. As always, that's what you like. See you next time.